Hello everyone, this is Saurabh and today our topic of discussion is static equilibrium equations from the subject engineering mechanics, a very important topic if I talk about from GATE point of view or engineering services point of view. Directly question comes from what are the different static equilibrium equations. So let's start. Static equilibrium equations. Basically first we will discuss what is equilibrium. Equilibrium. Here we will talk about only and only static equilibrium. Static equilibrium is the state of rest of a body under the action of force. Or we can say that static equilibrium is the state of rest of a rigid body when body is subjected to system of force. So here student two terms come. First one is rigid body. Actually, in case of engineering mechanics, we generally consider our object or our body under consideration is rigid body. Rigid body means a body which shows negligible or little deformation or zero deformation under the action of force. But in case of mechanical solid, generally our body is a deformable body. Deformable body means a body which represent or which shows a little bit elongation under the action of force. So second term here comes, that is system of force. System of force means when a body is subjected to two or more than two forces, then we will say okay, a system of force is acting on a body. Suppose I have a ruler rest on a horizontal surface. If I am applying a force capital P, a self weight of body is acting in downward direction and a vertical reaction will act. So how many forces are acting on a body? Three forces. So we will say a body is subjected to a system of forces. System of forces, there is a big classification of system of forces, but here we will talk about only two types of system of forces. First one is coplanar concurrent force. Second one is coplanar concurrent force and second one is coplanar non-concurrent force. So students, here coplanar means we generally deal with only and only 2D, means generally we will considering a two-dimensional state of equilibrium. In case of coplanar concurrent forces, coplanar means force will act in a single plane, means one common plane, and the line of action of all forces will pass through a common point. I am again repeating, in case of coplanar concurrent force system means force will act in a single plane and line of action of each force will pass through a common point. Suppose this is a force P1, this is force P2 and this is force P3. Here in a plane how many forces are acting? Three forces, P1, P2 and P3, and all the forces are passing through a one common point. Here concurrent means one common point, means line of action of all the forces will pass through a single point. But in case of coplanar non-concurrent forces, coplanar means force will act in a same plane but the line of action of force will not pass through a common point. Suppose body is subjected to force system P1, P2, P3 and P4. Here P3 and P4, the line of action or point of application of P3 and P4 passing through the same point. But if I talk about this system of forces whose are not passing through a common point, so this type of system is known as coplanar non-concurrent force system. So student, this is basically the classification of system of forces we will discuss in static equilibrium. So let's talk about what are the different equilibrium equations. If I talk about coplanar concurrent forces, in case of coplanar concurrent forces, there are generally two equilibrium equations. First one is the algebraic sum of all horizontal forces acting on a body that should be equal to 0. Here H means summation of all horizontal forces. Some students write sum of horizontal 0 or some write sum of Fx equals to 0. Means the algebraic sum of all the forces acting along x direction that should be equal to 0. And second equation is the sum of all vertical forces equals to 0 or the sum of forces acting along y direction that should be equal to 0. So these are the two equilibrium equations we generally use for coplanar concurrent force system. If I talk about coplanar non-concurrent force system, here the above two equation is valid, but one additional equation will come, and the third equation is the algebraic sum of moment about a particular point that should be equal to 0. Means the sum of moment of force about any particular point that should be equal to 0. So in case of coplanar non-concurrent force system, one additional equation will come, that is the sum of all horizontal forces equal to 0, sum of all vertical forces 0, but one additional equation, that is the algebraic sum of moment about any particular point that should be equal to 0. So students, these are the static equilibrium equations. So one more additional topic we will discuss here, that is Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem. What is Lami's theorem? A very important topic. From Lami's theorem you will directly solve the question. A similar question we will discuss here that has been asked in GATE 2021 in 2 marks. So our next topic of discussion is Lami's theorem. A very important Lami's theorem. The similar statement has been asked recently in a exam, engineering services exam 2021. There was a question, 2-3 statements were given there, and the question has been asked which of the following statements are correct. So let's discuss. To prove Lamy theorem or to define Lamy theorem, we will use triangle law. Triangle law. So let me define first what is Lamy's theorem statement. So students, Lamy's theorem. Lamy's theorem statement means according to this theorem, if 3 forces, how many forces students? 3 forces. Listen carefully. These are the key words. First word is if 3 forces coplanar, if 3 coplanar concurrent, if 3 coplanar concurrent forces are in equilibrium, then each force will be directly proportional to the sine of the angle between 2 other forces. I am again repeating students, if 3 coplanar concurrent, coplanar means all the forces are acting in the same plane and all the forces are passing through one common point. If 3 coplanar concurrent forces are in equilibrium, then each force will be directly proportional to the sine of the angle between 2 other forces. So if I am assuming I am having three forces. First one is F1, F2 and F3. F1, F2 and F3. Passing through a common point means all the forces are concurrent forces. So if three forces are in equilibrium, I am assuming this angle is alpha, this angle is beta and this angle is gamma. So according to Lamy theorem, if three forces are in equilibrium, then each force will be directly proportional to the sine of the angle between two other forces. That is, we can say that F1 is directly proportional to the sine of alpha, or F2 is directly proportional to the sine of beta, or F3 is directly proportional to the sine of gamma. So student, this is the basic statement of the Lamy theorem. I am again repeating what Lamy theorem states, that if three forces, how many forces? Three forces. Three forces, coplanar concurrent forces, are in equilibrium, then each force will be directly proportional to the sine of the angle between two other forces. That is, F1 is directly proportional to sine of alpha, F2 directly proportional sine of beta, F3 directly proportional sine of gamma. Or we can say that F1 upon sine alpha equal to F2 upon sine beta equal to F3 upon sine gamma. Means this ratio. This is statement of Lamy's theorem. This is the statement of Lamy's theorem. Okay, students, just we have discussed about the statement of Lamy's theorem. So now let me prove it, how Lamy theorem we will prove. So let's start. Students, just we have seen the statement of Lamy's theorem. According to Lamy theorem, F2 upon sine beta equal to F3 upon sine gamma. So students, to prove Lamy theorem, we will take help of one famous law, that is triangle law of forces. A very interesting law, triangle law of forces. So students, there are generally two statements of triangle law of forces. First statement is basically for resultant and second statement is for equilibrium. Generally these are not statements, basically we are using triangle law of force to define resultant or equilibrium. So if I talk about the resultant, according to this law, for resultant, according to triangle law of forces, if two forces may be represented by the two adjacent sides of a triangle, then the closing side, then what? Closing side will represent the resultant of all these three forces. So students, according to triangle law of forces, if two forces may be represented by the two adjacent sides of a triangle, then the closing side will represent the resultant of all these three forces. And what second statement said, that if three forces acting along the three sides, if three forces acting along the three sides of a triangle and taken into order, then all these three forces will in equilibrium. Here the closing side will represent what? Resultant. If I take all three forces in a cyclic order, then these three forces will in equilibrium. So this is the triangle of force for the equilibrium. So with the help of this statement, we will prove Lami's theorem. What this statement said, if three forces represented by the three sides of a triangle taking in a cyclic order, then all three forces will be in equilibrium. So let's prove it. Students. Prove it means suppose this side is representing force F1, this side is representing force F2, and this side is representing force F3. If I extend this force on the same line of action, what was the angle? What is this force F1 and F2? What was the angle between F1 and F2? That was gamma. What is this total angle? 180 degree. If this total angle is 180 degree, this one is gamma. So this angle will equal to 180 minus gamma or pi minus gamma. Similarly, if I extend this line, means F3 force, F1, F3, what was the angle between F1 and F3? That is beta. If this angle is beta, this total angle is 180 degree, this angle will remain pi minus beta. Similarly, if I extend this line, means F2 and F3, what was the angle between F2 and F3? Alpha. If this angle is alpha, so this angle will remain pi minus alpha. If I apply sine rule, what sine rule said that? Sine rule said that the ratio of the side to the sine of angle will be a constant, that is F1 to the ratio of the sine of the angle in front of F1 sine pi minus alpha equal to F2 upon sine of the angle pi minus beta equal to F3 upon angle sine pi minus gamma, or we can say that sine 180 minus theta sine theta, means F1 upon sine alpha equal to F2 upon sine beta equal to F3 upon sine gamma. So this is the proof of Lami's theorem. Hence Lami's theorem is proved. Generally proof don't come in exam, one or two times has been asked in conventional paper, but main thing is to remember statement or this formula. So students, on the basis of same topic, let's discuss one numerical problem here. We are discussing one numerical problem that has been asked in GATE 2019 or 18, I am not sure, but has been asked recently in GATE exam in 1 mark. So what was that problem? That problem was, suppose so student, this was the question. What he wants to know, the magnitude of force F. Suppose this is a string. This is a string which is connected at point A. A weight of 100 Newton is acting in vertical downward direction, and the inclination of this string with the vertical is 30 degree. And what he asked about what is the magnitude of force F. This problem, this was the GATE problem, GATE 2017, a 1 mark problem. So let's take it. So students, we all know a string is subjected to a tension, that is capital T, and a force of magnitude capital F already shown, and a weight of 100 Newton is acting in vertical downward direction. Students, we have to remember one point here. The Lami's theorem is valid only for the equilibrium of three forces. Lami's theorem is applicable for the equilibrium of three forces. If we have more than three forces, then there is another method that is called resolution of force method. We will discuss it later, but here I am taking help of Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem is valid for the equilibrium of three forces. I already mentioned while I was telling statement, or I was discussing the statement of Lami's theorem. This is valid only for the equilibrium of three forces. So what is this angle? If this angle is 30, if I extend this line, this will make a right angle triangle here. This is 90 degree. If this is 30, this angle will equal to 60 degree. If this angle is 60 degree, this total angle is 180 degree. If this total angle is 180 degree, this angle will remain 120 degree. This angle is already given to us, that is 90 degree. This angle is also 90 degree. If this is 90 degree, this total angle will become 90 plus 60, that is 150 degree. That is 150 degree. So now we will apply Lami's theorem. What Lami's theorem said, that force and sine of the angle, that is F upon sine of 150. Force means tension upon sine of the angle, that is sine 90 degree, or force, what is third force? 100 Newton, sine of the angle, 100 to the sine of angle 120 degree. 120 degree. What is our main target here? To determine the value of force. So we will use this relation, that is F equals to 100 sine 150 upon sine 120. If I calculate this with the help of calculator, so let me calculate it. So this will come out to be 74.35. This will come out to be, students, 74.345 Newton. So this will be magnitude of force F. If he want to know the magnitude of tension T, then we will use this relation. So students, this is a problem we have discussed from the topic Lami's theorem. Okay, thank you.